Welcome to Lesson 11, the one where your FastAPI code stops being a project and starts being a product. The first 10 lessons taught you to write the code. This one teaches you to ship it. We'll wire up Pytest with httpx.AsyncClient for millisecond fast test coverage, override getSession with in-memory SQLite so handlers test without a real database, and pack everything into a multi-stage Dockerfile that drops your image from a gig down to about 80 megs. Same image local, same image in CI, same image in prod. Here's the roadmap. 4 capabilities, each one removing a different excuse for slow or flaky deploys. You'll define Pytest fixtures with an in-memory SQLite engine for sub-50 millisecond runs, master both TestClient and httpx.AsyncClient to cover every FastAPI pattern, swap dependencies cleanly with dependency overrides so handlers stay production pure, and split your Dockerfile into builder and runtime stages, 80 megs instead of a gigabyte, orchestrated with one compose command. Start with the foundation, conftest.py. The engine fixture runs once per session. One in-memory SQLite, static pool so the connection survives across threads, tables created exactly once. The session fixture runs per test, opens a transaction, yields it, then rolls back. That rollback is the trick. Every test gets a clean database without paying to recreate the schema. No shared state, no ordered dependencies, sub-50 millisecond runs. With the database sorted, you need 2 HTTP clients in your toolkit. TestClient wraps the app synchronously. Perfect for syncdef handlers, zero ceremony. For async handlers, switch to httpx.AsyncClient with ASCII transport. Mark the test with pytest.mark.asyncio and let the plugin manage the event loop. The assertion shape stays identical, status-code, JSON. Same mental model, 2 transports. Pick the one that matches your handler. Here's where the Lesson 7 dependency injection pattern pays off. One line, app.dependency, overrides, getSession, yabertaf, lambda returning your test session, and every handler that declared session dep transparently picks up the in-memory database. Wrap it in a fixture, yield the TestClient, then clear to reset between tests. Same trick works for auth. Override getCurrentUser to inject a test user. Production code stays untouched. Tests get total control. Now let's ship it. Multi-stage builds are how you go from a bloated 1 gig image to roughly 80 megabytes. Stage 1 pulls in the full toolchain, GCC, headers, UV, and builds your wheels. Stage 2 starts fresh from Python Slim and copies only the installed site packages and binaries across. Compilers never reach production. Add a non-root user, a Healthcheck, and you've got pull times measured in seconds, not minutes, which means faster CI, faster deploys, faster cold starts. But an image alone isn't a stack. Compose wires the app to Postgres and Redis with a single file. The key detail depends on with service marked healthy. Your app won't boot until PGEI's ready actually answers. No more flaky startup races. Named volumes keep your Postgres data across restarts, env vars stitch the services together, and one command, docker compose up d, gives you the exact same topology locally and in CI. With the stack running, here are 6 reflexes that separate hobby code from production code. Centralize every fixture in conftest.py. Generate test data with factory boy instead of hand-rolled constructors. Learn the 4 Pytest flags cold, -k, -x, -elf, and -in-auto. Add a dockerignore so your build context is 5 megabytes, not 500. Pin Python 3.12 Slim exactly, never trust a floating tag, and expose a health endpoint so Healthcheck and depends on actually means something. Pin this one to your monitor. 12 patterns cover everything we've built. Fixture scopes, the sync test client versus httpx AsyncClient with the asyncio marker, dependency, overrides for swapping deps, and clear to reset between tests. On the Docker side, multi-stage builds with a slim base, copy from the builder for wheels, a non-root user with Healthcheck, and compose with depends on service, while unhealthy, so your app waits for the database. Same code, tested locally, in CI, in prod. Now the flip side. 5 mistakes that look fine until they page you at 3 a.m. Tests hitting real stripe or SMTP. Flaky, slow, sometimes build. Forgetting overrides. Clear. Tests pass alone, fail in suite. Single-stage Dockerfile. 1.2 gigs instead of 80 megs. Running as root, 1 RCE, and you're done. Missing health check, traffic routes to a broken pod, and you're serving 502s. Each one is a 5-minute fix you'll wish you'd made earlier. Time to put it into your hands. 3 exercises, each one closing a loop you just learned. First, build a conftest with engine and session fixtures, override the dependency, and watch tests run in milliseconds. Second, write that multi-stage Docker file and diff the image sizes yourself. 80 megs versus a gig is a number you need to see. Third, wire up Compose with app, Postgres, and Redis. Hit sign up and log in, tear it down clean. Finish these and you've got a green pipeline, a slim image, and a 1-command dev stack. Exactly what L11 builds on. That's lesson 11 in the bag. Pytest with fixtures, AsyncClient against ASGI, dependency overrides for a clean test database, and a multi-stage Docker build that ships small. Same code, tested locally, green in CI, running in production. Next up is the capstone. Lesson 12 takes the OOP cart you already know and ships it as a production REST API. Tag shift to grad. See you there.